On this week's World of Saltwater Fishing, I'll have my Mako 214 behind the Edgewater Lodge in Layton, Florida Keys. I'll be participating in an age-old tradition of catching Spanish mackerel in the backcountry. Stay tuned.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing. Big fish don't stand a chance.
Spanish mackerel. It's a fish that could be super easy to catch and also quite challenging too. And for me, it brings up some of the roots that I enjoyed as a kid growing up in North Miami and in North Biscayne Bay. Now, Andy Newman, who heads up Newman PR, he's been the PR spokesman for the Florida Keys for decades. He grew up also in Miami, but points south.
Spanish mackerel, for me, it's just reliving my childhood dreams. Okay, George and I, you know, we lived sort of parallel lives, even though we didn't know each other as kids. And we would love to go out with our dads, and we'd go down to South Biscayne Bay, and we fished for those Spanish mackerel when it was too rough to go offshore.
So for us, Spanish mackerel really hits home. It's something that we grew up doing. And Andy, being an Islamorada, Florida Keys resident, said next time these Spanish mackerel start running through Florida Bay, which is a big tradition down here in the Florida Keys, let's get together, go into backcountry, and enjoy catching them. And I'll tell you what, I had to make that happen. I had trailered my 214 Mako down to the Edgewater Lodge, which is in Layton, Florida Keys.
Layton is very, very close to Long Key. The location is great. It's right by the beginning of the Long Key Bridge. And so you can easily go out to the offshore scene, the reefs, the way offshore, or you can go back into Florida Bay there. And so super location for anglers.
And as we closed and we neared to the Edgewater Lodge, we crossed over the Channel 5 bridge, and then I turned into the parking lot. And from there, they had their own boat ramp. And best of all, let's talk about convenience. They have all the chum you want, and they have all the live shrimp, which are two big ingredients for chasing Spanish mackerel in the backcountry. Having fished Brigger Bank from Islamorada, this was the first time that I was actually going to make the approach from the Edgewater Lodge down in Layton. So to make sure that I had the right depth, I was going to run across any shallows, I pulled up my Simrad chart. So with that Simrad map to guide us, we took off on a cool day in the Florida Keys. We ran across to our spot on a cool front, and this was just the ingredients that we were looking for to push these mackerel in good numbers. So we were expecting a big day. Wind was probably northwest, north, probably around, I'd say 15 knots or so. Our depth, average depth, we're gonna be fishing anywhere from maybe 7 feet at the shallow end to about 11, maybe 12 feet on the deep end. And then from there, putting a block of chum over and chumming heavily.
So typically what you want to do is start out with a long shank hook, 2-0, 3-0, okay, on Suffolk's fluorocarbon leader, okay, maybe 2 or 3 feet long. If you want to go ahead and connect that to the braid or your mono, doesn't make a difference. And you bait the shrimp and you just go ahead and you cast it out there.
And we're just waiting for the Spanish to show up. Andy, on the other hand, decided to go ahead and use a titanium wire, a 27-pound test. So if something ate his line, he was going to catch it. So we had a gamble out there, a fluorocarbon leader. We had a metallic leader out there. Who was going to win? Well, Andy got all excited. Oh, that was a Spanish. I just missed it. And I said, you sure? Oh, definitely. Okay. The good news, the Spanish mackerel are here. The bad news, it snipped right through my fluorocarbon. I tied on another 2 long shank hook, put that split shot, thread on the live shrimp, and got right back out there. And bam, I got hit. Yeah,
He's got something.
like a houndfish.
But I don't think
I don't know. I don't know.
It ain't the mackerel yet.
Not yet, anyway,
Not
right?
yet. You know it.
And we have a
Ooh, wait a
mackerel.
minute.
That's a mac.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we do. You got your
You got
net.
a mackerel. Here, you want to get? Let me get the net.
There's your Spanish.
There you are. God, you didn't run like a mackerel.
Look at that.
Hang on.
Yeah, don't worry. No sweating. I only got a fluorocarbon leader.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, I'm going to lead them to you here.
You trust me to do this, huh?
Oh, I have no other option.
There we
You
go.
got him for me. Okay,
Of course.
Andy.
What do you think?
Well, I held my breath
I'm a
there.
professional, man.
And I held my breath too when you said that. Okay, let's get him
good.
out of there.
That's
Watch your fingers.
Yeah, you got my finger.
All right, there we have it.
That's a good fish, but there's bigger ones out there.
Well, go fish.
I'm gonna try. I'm just trying to get the net out of your way.
Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, well, here's one. We're going to take it to Lickett's tonight and have them do some Spanish mackerel for us. All right, Andy?
Good job there, George.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin. Mako. You'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine. Go boldly. George, we'll be right back.
As the Spanish mackerel bite heats up off Sprigger Bank, Andy Newman and I ponder the best leader choice. Is it 27-pound titanium wire or 30-pound fluorocarbon? But first, let me tell you all about Edgewater Lodge in Layton in the fabulous Florida Keys. The Edgewater Lodge is nestled away alongside the Long Key Bridge. I've seen this place before, but this is the first time I've actually fished here. Convenience is the big draw here. They have a boat ramp where I launch my Mako 214 and storage for my float-on trailer. The accommodations include choices among standard and deluxe rooms. There's a pool and even a bait shop featuring chum and live shrimp. The Lickett Barbecue food truck is an anchor here. They serve amazing lunches and dinner, including handcrafted pizzas, barbecue specialties, and they'll also cook your catch. One doesn't have to leave the Edgewater Resort.
Now, let's get back to the fishing.
I throw back out, fluorocarbon leader, bam, snipped off again, rigged up again throughout. Andy hooks up.
That might be the
There
right
he goes,
fish.
there
There
we
we
go.
go. There we go.
I'm keeping mine out in case there's
That's
another
him.
one, Andy.
That's
Come over here,
him.
take over here.
That's him.
I'm gonna put my rod here.
Not very big, I don't think, but.
You need a net job on him, or? Yeah, what the heck.
Oh, there was another one that was just behind him.
I know, that's why I was staying in play. Oh, you had titanium, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
All right, Andy.
Good job, George.
Well, once you take this, I have to get to the other rod since there's more
Okay.
there. I was getting nervous too with that bait.
Okay, just give me a second.
All right, take your second.
I'm sort of like Uncle Joe on Petticoat Junction.
Moving kind of slow.
Moving kind of slow at the junction.
Okay.
There we go. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
One of the most coolest winter fish.
And sure enough, another Spanish mackerel. I scoop it up with a net, and I see how this is going right now. And sometimes that's what happens when you first get on the spot, and the Spanish are really unaware of what is going on, that you're trying to catch them. They'll hit aggressively, and that's what they were doing.
That's one, yeah, baby. That's him.
I got one too, Andy.
Okay.
I'm going under you. Let's switch.
Okay. Okay.
I'll go over here.
You're there.
All right, trade places. I don't know if I got a mackerel here or not. It's acting like one.
I definitely got a mackerel.
I know, I could hear that line racing
can
out
tell
of
you
it.
that right
I
now.
got a little catfish, unbelievable.
Catfish.
I gotta be careful, that thing
Oh
almost killed
my
me.
God.
One of the little gaff tops. I gotta hide this from the people on the television. So
Yeah.
they won't
You
get
don't
these
want to
catfish.
show that. Come on.
There's a freshwater cat, different story, but you know.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I didn't catch anything. You need help?
No. Do I need help? What?
With a net.
Not yet. Fish ain't even close to the boat yet.
Well, I mean, it took off a lot of line, didn't it?
He did.
You sure you got
Yeah.
yourself? There he is out there.
I told you he's a
Give me that
mackerel.
rod
He's a
behind
good
you if you
fish,
want. Well,
too.
that's a very nice one.
Yeah.
All right, I do my best here
Okay,
for you.
hang on. He ain't
got
ready
you.
yet.
No, I know that.
I guarantee it. He ain't ready yet.
I'm playing with a 30-pound fluorocarbon, and you're getting a titanium. You're
Well,
getting
I know,
bites.
but it's a different situation.
Yeah, no.
Hang on.
Yeah,
I
no
think
words.
I'm going to get him in the next. Okay, good job,
I'm
George.
gonna take it for you.
There we go. That is an axe handle.
Yes, it is, Andy.
This is a really good fish.
That is without a doubt. Well, I saw the line
at that.
running out,
Oh.
and you could tell automatically. Hang on, you're still wrapped up pretty good in this net.
Okay. Ooh, I'm sorry, but fish is still very
I'll put silver.
active. Hang on. Let me see if I can get... Should we release this fish?
No, we're going to eat them tonight.
Of course not. Can you open up that box for me, George?
Yes, I could.
Since you're right there.
The bottom environment in Florida Bay encompasses turtle, shoal, and manatee grasses. These grasses act as a filtration system by reducing nutrients and sediments from the water column. They also serve as habitats for hundreds of marine organisms, including bonefish, hermit, and tarpon. It's the winter shrimp run through these grasses which fuels the Spanish mackerel migration.
An art by Pasta.com from Catch to Canvas Rendering.
Catch the canvas, baby.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Simrad, never settle. Rapala holds the world record for world records. Suffix, always use the best line. Starbright Boat Care Products, blending technology with performance since 1973. George, we'll be right back.
I'm fishing on Sprigger Bank in the backcountry behind Edgewater Resort, Florida Keys. I'm with Andy Newman, and our mackerel count keeps on building. Andy scored another fish with a metallic leader, so these fish are a little bit reckless right now, so it's time to take advantage and make sure that every bite counts. So I switched over and put on a short trace, a 27-pound test, titanium leader, got back in the game, bam, I'm hooked up. Man, he almost got my finger off with the braid on that.
Hold on to him, George.
I am.
Come on.
We got him, I got a titanium.
I'm betting on the fish.
Yeah, oh, listen to you, Andy.
You need help with the net?
Yeah, yep, I don't want to sort of chance it.
Okay, let me just... Oh, I'm sorry, I
go
can't.
for it.
Oh, yeah, I can't. Oh, I can't. No, but yeah.
All right, I guess we're on everyone for himself, huh?
Well, hold on.
I could probably flip him in.
Don't flip him in if he's a good fish. Here, hang on. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, man, you could have flipped this fish in, George.
Telling you,
God,
10 minutes, I want to do that.
Why'd you sit here and make me come over here?
I don't want you to get out of shape with netting.
Okay.
Let's get him out of the net now.
Get him out of the net so I can go get my rod, because I got a fish on.
You do. Go put the net up front. You
Okay.
get your rod to get a fish on. Go ahead.
I got a fish
I'll get
on.
this one.
Okay, let me get through here. That line's right behind us here. Oh, God. Whoa.
Oh, you're on. So you got a mackerel,
I know
too.
I got a mackerel.
All right, you trade place. Let me get behind you or whatever. All right, the Spanish mackerel, the closest things to get to dolphin fishing with a school dolphin. It's
That's
chaos
right.
when it
You're
gets
right
going,
about
isn't
that. You're right about that. It is. It is.
Where are you at?
I'm up here in front
Key Largo?
getting in front of the boat here.
That's a nice beauty.
There's another nice fish.
Titanium
Fatty.
on that, right?
Titanium on it.
You think he can swing and flip?
Oh, look at that. He's foul hooked.
Oh boy, that's a net. Okay.
Yeah, that is
Let me
a
go
net.
get the net.
There you go.
All right,
Good
Andy.
job.
There you go.
Okay.
He did good. Okay, Andy.
Here we go.
There we go.
Double fish.
And we're like two kids growing up in Miami on a Spanish mackerel run like we used to do. It was like, but now we're two adults and we're having just as much fun and just as much excitement catching these fish as we did back in the day. And that's the excitement that Spanish mackerel brings to the table.
And that's why that fishery is so great for the family. Okay, because you have kids or whatever, and they can catch fish, and normally the action is continuous, and so the kids are not going to get bored, and neither are the adults.
Now, Andy Newman, he has handled the Florida Keys tourism PR for decades, and actually his father had done it prior to Andy.
There would be times when I would see rain coming down in the show, or the big black thundercloud, coming down the show, or George and his guests bundled up like he was in New York in a darn snowstorm.
We call that the Andy Newman list. That list includes, in the Florida Keys, it never gets below 79-degree temperatures. In the Florida Keys, the wind never, ever, hardly gets around and above 15 knots. The Florida Keys, there's absolutely no rain whatsoever, maybe a general misting, but that's a rarity. And also in the Florida Keys, hurricanes are as rare as unicorns. And when it does rain, or should I maybe say liquid sunshine, to sort of fit in Andy's terms in the Florida Keys, it sort of cools things off when it really gets hot out there. So we have our fun with Andy too, but he definitely runs a tight ship when it comes to portraying what the fabulous Florida Keys should look like to the rest of the world.
Several years ago, the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary developed a Blue Star program. Blue Star operators are committed to responsible tourism, and they go that extra step to educate their clients about the South Florida ecosystem, the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, and most importantly, responsible diving and fishing etiquette. They undergo annual training to keep staff up to date on the sanctuary and the ways to protect the environment. Right now, we have about 20 fishing charter operators and 30 dive operators. There's more coming in every month. And so when planning a diving or a fishing trip within the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, look up a Blue Star recognized charter and know that you're selecting an operator that's dedicated to education and habitat conservation.
Mercury Performance Stats, Layton, Florida. Seas, 2 feet. Power, Mercury Pro XS V8 250 horsepower. Prop, Mercury Inertia Eco 19-inch pitch. Total miles, 40. Consistent cruise, 4,500 RPMs. Speed, 37 miles per hour. Total fuel burn, 15.8 gallons. We'll be right back. George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. Papa's Pilar Artesian Crafted Rum. Never a spectator. VMC, your expert in hooks. Art by Pasta, real life art. Visit artbypasta.com.
Engel's line of hard coolers include their Live Bait and Live Bait Pro series. From 7.5 quart to 30 quart models, they come with high-performance lithium aerators and a lift net, which makes culling the live shrimp, crab, or other small baits simple and quick. Check them out at engelcoolers.com. As the sun drops closer to the horizon, Andy Newman and I know we need to head back to the barn. But first, we each need to make that one famous last cast times 10.
That thing hit, and then didn't quite do what a mackerel did. I'm looking down here with a small mackerel. It is a sea trout. How about that for a bonus catch? And not a bad one at that, Andy.
Hey, is that fish legal?
He's a little over 17.
Oh, okay. But I think that's a legal fish.
It is. I'll tell you what, you talk about we're doing the Spanish mackerel, what we did growing up. And you look at my area, North Biscayne Bay, I used to fish sea trout a ton. So this is like a little semi coming home. Mackerel, and they throwing a sea trout bonus.
And it's a really good tasting fish, too.
No doubt.
It's fabulous.
Another trout. Another pleasant little surprise.
Yeah, look at that. You're gonna have to keep that fish. You don't want it, I'll take him. Yeah, that's good fish. My wife will eat that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, how many inches they got to be?
They gotta be 10.
How can
That's like a 12-inch fish, I believe.
Andy Newman and I enjoyed a successful day in the water. It was now time to head back to the Edgewater Lodge. Put my Mako 214 back onto its float-on trailer. Clean fish. And get ready for a sunset dinner featuring our fresh-caught Spanish mackerel prepared by the staff at Lickett Barbecue. How's that for Florida Keys hospitality?
But fishing with him was really fun and rewarding. I've known him for decades, and it's funny with how strict he is on how to portray the Florida Keys. It was nippy that morning, and I had a jacket on, but I think the Spanish mackerel got him so excited, I don't think he noticed my jacket.
You know, to be able to wrap up the 44-plus year career with a guest angler role on George's show is super special. It's certainly going to be one of the highlights of my career. I don't know if they're going to talk about it when they spread my ashes out there at 409 Hump and Monster Alley here or not, but for me, it was very special, and maybe George will actually let me fish again with him.
But even then, to Andy's credit, it got warm in the Florida Keys. I had to take that jacket off and enjoy some of that Florida Keys sunshine even on a winter day. It was just a blast out there catching Spanish mackerel with them in the backcountry of the fabulous Florida Keys.
If you're a fan of our show, keep up with our adventures by following us on social media. I'm on Instagram at George Poveromo, and on Facebook, go to facebook.com/George.Poveromo. You can also watch your episodes at any time on YouTube at George Poveromo TV. We'll see you on the water.